Hello everyone. So for today's tutorial, I'll be working on question 20 and 22 from the homework. So number 20, the question says, write the standard form of the equation of the line described. In class, we didn't actually put this in standard form. So on this tutorial, we won't put it in standard form. Instead, I'll just put it in y equals mx plus b form, because after that, you could convert the equation from y equals mx b to standard form like we did in class earlier. Okay, so number 20, it says, through the point -2, 4, so we have a point -2, 4, find a line or the equation of a line that's parallel to y equals -3 halves x plus 3 that goes through this point. Okay, so let's start on that. So number 20. So we have a point in space, and it's -2, 4. That's the coordinate of it. And we want to find an equation of this of a line that goes through this point such that it's parallel to another line with an equation of y is equal to -3 half x plus 3. So we want to find this line here that's parallel to this other line that goes through this point -2, 4. Okay, so remember what we did in class. First, we start off y minus y1 equals m x minus x1, our point slope equation. Okay, now we just plug in what we know. So what is the point y1 and x1? Well, here it is -2, 4. So we'll plug it in. Y minus 4, because here is x1 and y1. So y minus 4 equals mx minus a minus 2. Okay, now what is m? Well, we know that this line here has to be parallel to this other equation, to this other line. And what do we know about parallel lines? That they must have the same slope. So this other line, we already know that the slope is -3 halves. So we can use this as our m. So we can plug this back into our m here. So y minus 4 is equal to -3 halves x plus 2. Okay? So now we're done plugging things in. Now we can just simplify. So y minus 4 equals -3 half, remember everything gets distributed, x minus, so now here's -3/2 times 2, and I'll do on the side exactly, -3/2 times 2. Okay, that is equal to -3/2 times 2/1. Okay, now we could cancel things out, but I'm just going to multiply across and cancel later. So that is equal to -3 times 2, -6/2, which is equal to -3. So this part will just be -3. Now we add 4 on both sides. So we get y equals -3 half x plus 1. Now we have the equal y equals mx plus b form. And this is pretty much what you can put onto the homework. You don't need to get in standard form here in this case. Okay? So that is our answer. So now, next question. It's kind of blurry, so let's see if we can make it better. So now the next question says, number 22. We want to find a line through point 5, 0, that's a coordinate point, such as perpendicular to this other line, y equals -x plus 5. Okay? So, let's start with that again. Number 22. So once again, we're going to draw exactly what's going on. So we have a point with a coordinate 5, 0. Okay? And we have another line. So this line, let's say it's like that, y equals -x plus 5. So far, so good. So the question asks, what is the equation of a line such that it goes through this point 50 and such that it's perpendicular to this line here? Let's call it L1, to L1. So what is the equation of this line here? Okay, that's pretty much what the question is asking. So let's once again, we can use our point slope formula. Y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. And we plug in all the necessary components. So here we know that this line has a point 50 on it. So let's plug this in. Once again, this is x1, y1. 5 is x1, 0 is y1. We plug into our equation here. Y minus 0 is equal to mx minus 5. Now the question is, what is m? What is the slope of this line? Well, as we learn in class, m, the slope that's perpendicular to y equals negative x plus 5, is simply take the slope that we have, negative 1 here, you can picture negative 1 here, okay? Flip it, which is still negative 1, and take the opposite side, or negate it. So we end up with a positive 1. And that is the slope that we have for this line here. So we plug this back into our m here. Y minus 0 is equal to 1x minus 5. So now this is pretty simple now. Let's just clean this mess up. So y minus 0, same thing as y, is equal to distribute. Since it's 1, it's just, the distribution is just itself. X minus 5. And we got our equation for this line, which is y is equal to x minus 5. Okay? So, once again, if you have any questions, please ask me in class tomorrow, okay? And have a good night, everyone.